The Ice Climbers are honestly a very strange pair. Their names are Nana and Popo, and they spend all their time mountaineering their way up and above in order to save random vegetables from this random giant condor. The only tool they carry with them throughout their precarious travels is a wooden mallet they use to break ice blocks and defeat treacherous creatures along the way. Oddly enough, alongside all these high-profile fan-favorite characters, someone at Nintendo made the call to add characters from a game released in 1985, and revisited only once in 1988, before half the kids who even play Smash were born. I mean, come on Nintendo, you had a chance to make Ridley or King K. Rool a character, and you decided on these little two shrimps? Well, if you couldn't already tell from their background, the Ice Climbers are definitely a different bunch from the rest of the cast, and their playstyle completely reflects that. First of all, you're literally controlling two characters at once. People may say that Sheik and Zelda are two different characters, but honestly, you're usually just sticking with one of them, Sheik, unless you literally have no other choice to stay alive. While the secondary character is an AI that performs the same action you do slightly after, there are ways to control them independently, known as desyncing. This automatically makes them way deeper and way more complicated than most of the characters already, and allows for extremely cool techniques and combos. By far, the Ice Climbers' biggest strength is their unforgivable grab game. With two characters hitting you at once, they have quite the array of combos stemming from grabs. But for those of you who have watched competitive Super Smash Bros. Melee before, you probably know about their ultimate grab technique, famously known as wobbling. This move literally can kill someone from 0% to death by alternating attacks perfectly to keep an opponent stun locked in a grab. Adding on to this powerhouse of a punish game, the Ice Climbers are extremely quick on the ground because of their top tier wave dash, and their smash attacks not only hit twice as hard, but their down smash is practically instant. Putting these two things together makes the Ice Climbers scary to fight on the ground even when they're very far away. Now, before you guys go off thinking that the Ice Climbers are just way too unfair for this game, listen first to the extremely severe setbacks that balance out their gameplay before making up your mind. First of all, they're pretty weak in the air, with slow aerial drift and not the fastest or highest jumps in the game. A lot of their aerials have way more landing lag than other characters, even when L cancelled. Because of this, many opponents opt to stay on platforms in order to force the Ice Climbers to fight where they are weakest, not only avoiding their quick ground speed, but also being practically impossible to grab. Secondly, they don't have the best approaching hitboxes. While their hammers do give them good range, the aerials are much slower and weaker than someone like Martha Falcon. Their forward air is powerful and has good reach, but only hits at a very specific timing, which can be difficult in a game where everyone is super fast. In comparison, their neutral air stays out for quite a while, but is short-ranged and pitifully weak, making it difficult to attack with safely. Back air is definitely one of their best moves, however it requires them to be facing away from their opponent, and in order to gain some distance needs a wave dash first, which makes it a bit slower than an in-place aerial. Last, and definitely not the least, their insane strengths are only possible when Popo and Nana are on the field. Keep in mind that Nana can be no better than a simple computer when separated, making her pretty easy to kill, and the fact that most characters have very effective ways of separating the two in the first place, and you'll see that it actually becomes a complete nightmare trying to keep both of them alive. When Popo is flying solo, aka when he's Sopo for short, he's really not that good, and if he could be picked and played as a separate character, he would definitely be a low tier. It's hard to say exactly where he'd be placed, but most veteran smashers agree that he wouldn't be much better than Game & Watch. So in the end, while the Ice Climbers obviously have some insane tools, it takes a really good player to find opportunities to use those strengths in battle.
Oh my god! No! What is happening? Oh, that's it! That's it! That's it! Oh!
They arrest him! They arrest him!
As good of a character as the Ice Climbers are, they do have a lot of losing matchups. Peach is far and away their worst matchup, as her forward air and down smash split them up extremely easily, without fear of getting shield grabbed due to her float canceling. Most of the characters have relatively safe ways of splitting them up, but Sheik and especially Pikachu have a difficult time doing so. Sopo can also do more work against them and some other characters, as he does have chain grabs with his down throw. However, this is only on paper, as the threat of a 1 grab kill from any percent and the pressure of a high stakes match can get to anybody. Any player who might be having an off day that day or doesn't have experience in the matchup is the perfect victim of a good Ices, and you'll often see at least one Ice Climber player placing in the top 8 of many national tournaments. The Ices have very strong smashes and do a ton of damage, especially when teamed up. While they have very fast horizontal ground movement, their aerial movement leaves something to be desired. Due to their hammers, the Ices' attacks are disjointed and effectively beat out a lot of other characters with moves. Together, the Ices have decent recovery as they can go extremely high with their Squall Hammer and have very little lag. While Popo can be catapulted to new heights with his up B, it often requires sacrificing Nana. Most people usually try to kill the AI Nana alone anyway, and after that happens, Sopo's recovery is extremely limited. The Ice Climbers are heavier than they seem, and they can live for a very long time. If only their recovery could take advantage of that fact. Ice Climbers have strong attacks, but can't exactly reach certain angles due to their dependency on their wave dash and poor aerial drift. Since their approaching aerials are pretty situational, this means they're more predictable by having to stay on the ground, and while their hitboxes can be good, they can't catch people who stay mobile in the air as easily. On defense, however, desync walls with blizzards and smash attacks are really tough to get through, and a double shield can mess up people's L cancels if they aren't on point. Their wave dash length is really good for evading anyone trying to chase them down as well. However, once they're hit, they often get split up easily, making it difficult to recover Nana and get back to a neutral position, lowering their overall score. The Ice Climbers are your main if you want a truly unique Smash character controlling multiple units. You either don't want to worry too much about having to develop your punish game, or you want to be able to explore all the depths of their desync combos. You don't mind using a high variance character in terms of performance. You like the dichotomy of using both a high tier and a low tier character in one, or you love retro platformers, or just like mountain climbing.